Somebody's stolen our bridge. Not quite, son. We had to let the English in Newcastle have a go building a smaller bridge before allowing them to build a real bridge in Australia. Here's a copy of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. They pinched our design, I think. Got a good view there. It's gone round the corner.
So that's Robert Stevens.
And this is the... Which river is this one?
The River Tyne.
This is the River Tyne. Look at the lovely little rapids in there. This is Newcastle railway station at Newcastle on Tyne. Outside the station we had a look around. There's plenty of open space and some very impressive neoclassical design buildings thanks to the endeavours of developer Richard Granger and architect John Dobson in the 1830s. Newcastle was initially developed as a Roman fort at the end of Hadrian's Wall. Later, under the rule of the Normans in 1080, the town was known as Novum Castellum, which in English means Newcastle. The name Newcastle remains with us to this day. Then, as we moved on down the street and round the corner, Trudge and her second cousin found the Lit and Phil Library. The Lit and Phil Library was founded in 1793 by the Reverend William Turner, and it was a club where gentlemen could meet up and discuss the matters of the day. A street nearby to the Lit and Phil Library was the first street to be lit with electric lighting anywhere in the world. Newcastle was becoming a more and more interesting place the further we explored it. We kept on walking down towards the old wharves and saw some magnificent views of the city as we moved along. These are some bridges over the River Tyne. Look at this, how interesting. And Newcastle used to be a trading port. They used to build ships and carry coal from the port of Newcastle. We walked down a whole heap of stairs and ended up near the level of the water. And then we saw some more buildings. You see what we saw. This building in front of me, that's now called the Hard Rock Cafe, used to be the Guild Hall where the courts were. And when people got convicted and were being sent to Australia, the door to the boat was on the other side of this building. So people would get convicted and put straight on the boat to go to Australia. There's a copy of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and a lovely old building across the way. And there's the train line, and that's the castle, and they wanted to knock the castle down to put the new train line through the castle, but they got stopped. Otherwise they could have been called Philistines. The bridge is opening up. Can you see it going? Newcastle is a city and has had many times of prosperity. During the Middle Ages it was the wool trade. In the 1500s it was coal transportation, with all coal from the northeast of the UK being shipped through Newcastle by royal decree. The printing, shipbuilding and heavy industry thrived during the Industrial Revolution. The first use of electric street lighting anywhere in the world appeared in the city of Newcastle in the 1700s. This is Earl Grey Street after Earl Grey in Newcastle on Tyne, and it's pretty alive. That goes down to the metro. How about that? And that's a Charles Grey man on a stick. Look at that. How about that for a view? There's Trudge. and beckoned.
That was it. Trudge was hungry, so it was bye-bye base of the Charles Grey Monument. After lunch we saw a statue of George Stephenson as we passed along past the post box at the Royal Station Hotel and headed back towards the station to go home. So it's bye-bye from us at Newcastle, and we'll see you on our next adventure. Bye! Bye!